Hi everybody, welcome back to the Cheerful Coconut, where we drink whatever is in our cups. Today I have iced coffee, of course, with coconut creamer, of course. Please grab your drink, your snack, whatever, and let's get into this. We need to talk about Myka Stauffer. I know everybody's enraged by this. This is real personal to me because it has been my dream since I was about 19 years old to adopt any child from anywhere who needs love and protection. And so far in my life, that has not worked out.
There are many reasons why adoption is so important to me on a personal level. And there are also many reasons why adoption has not worked out so far in my life, one of which being my son's neurodiversity. All of those details are beyond the scope of this video, so I went ahead and cut all of those out, and we'll just get back to Myka and her husband, James.
So, when I heard about Myka Stauffer, I hope I'm pronouncing her last name right. I'd never heard of her before until this whole situation with Huxley came out. When I heard about her, and it was an adoption story, and it was an autism story, my blood boiled. My blood's been boiling a lot this week. I'm not going to go over her video. Savvy Writes Books has a great reaction video to their video. If you want to watch that, I'll link it down below. Oh, I forgot. Sorry, I'm new to all this. Subscribe, please, and like this video. Thank you. Okay, so I want to talk about an aspect that I feel like I haven't heard a lot about, but that really hit me hard. Her comment, which is now deleted, the comment she made on their reaction video, and I could get into that reaction video, okay? I grew up in theater and in dance, and crying was always something that was difficult for me to do. But it's pretty obvious when someone is not crying because there are no tears, especially when they're wearing glasses. The glasses aren't fogging up, which is what happens. I mean, I wear contacts, but typically if I don't have my contacts in, I wear glasses. When you're crying or emotional and humidity starts to happen, you know, in your eyes and tears and all that, your glasses fog up. I'm not going to get into that video. I did not prefer that video, so I'm not going to get into the video. What I do want to talk about is her comment, because she alluded to the fact that this 4-year-old little boy was violent with their other children and with their household, and I have words to say about that situation. So I'm going to pop it up here, and I'm going to go through it with you. So here's what she says. We would never just give up a child with special needs. This is a personal matter to Hux. It had nothing to do with he just had autism. Multiple scary things happened inside the home towards our other children. And if these events happened with one of my biological kids, after all the help and after the behaviors we witnessed, sadly we would have no other choice than to seek help and get their needs met. So I worked for many years with neurodivergent children and teenagers before I had children. And quite a few of them did not live at home. They lived in group homes or mostly just group homes. The point is that they unadopted him. She's trying to make it sound like if one of our biological kids had these issues, we would give them to another family too. I don't think that's true, and that's sickening. So Huxley wanted this decision 100%. We saw that in family time with other people. He constantly chose them and signed and showed tons of emotion to show us and let us know he wanted this. Huxley never had a say in his adoption, and he, one, needed more help and also wanted this, and we know that 100%. This is not a 15-year-old child who says, you know what, you're all, I don't want to be involved with you. I'm out of here. That was not professional. Sorry. You're all not nice people and I don't want to be near you. That's not the case. This was, from what I can tell, a nonverbal 4-year-old. And I loved what one commenter said. You know, I was really friendly and happy to be around friends and family for sleepovers and stuff, but that didn't mean that I wanted to go live with them. Really, lady? Like, it's garbage is what it is. So we're going to leave it at that. It's garbage. I do want to make this clear, okay? I am really happy Huxley is not with this family anymore, and I hope to God that he is with a family who loves him and who can care for him. I hope that they're not lying and he was just shoved into the foster care system. Not saying anything bad about the foster care system. The people who work there work very hard. The children are precious. I want to know where Huxley is, and I think everyone else does as well. And of course, this is everyone's business because she made it everyone's business. And you know, to their request for privacy, I think we can all respectfully say, no, thank you. No, thank you. Don't get privacy right now. Sorry, that was your choice. You monetized this child, you exploited this child, and you don't get your privacy now. That's just crazy. So let's go back to the main point of this video, violence. She's alluding to the fact that scary things happened with her other kids. In all my years working with neurodivergent children and teenagers, and with my own son, I will tell you that sometimes autism is scary, plain and simple. We are dealing with children who have a very hard time with sensory issues, the input that they're getting in their brains, it overwhelms them. We're dealing with kids who cannot verbally sometimes articulate exactly what they're feeling, who find it hard to relate to the people around them sometimes, and who see the world differently. One of my son's teachers once said, he is a Mac in a PC world. And I loved that. He is an incredible little child, and so is every kid with a disability. And they deserve as much autonomy and love as anyone else. Meltdowns happen, and they are frightening sometimes. And Huxley may have done things that seemed scary to them, maybe even to their other kids, throwing things at them, pulling hair, you know, you name it. I've seen it, okay? When I worked with these kids, I would get cursed out in sign language all the time. I got very good at dodging things, you know, ham sandwiches being thrown at my head. That is the nature of this. And what they need is a little extra patience and empathy, and you need to be present. You have to watch your other kids, and you have to educate your other children. Okay, I have an 11-year-old and I have a 7-year-old. My 7-year-old knows all about autism. He knows how to help his brother, or he knows when he just needs to walk away and go into his room and shut the door. And my 11-year-old knows all about autism. We make it very positive, and he, like I said, every year he gets older, he gets more mellow. But I'm telling you, it was hard in the beginning. It was so hard. Let's get back to Myka. Her son may have done things that seemed a bit violent in the moment. That does not mean that you rehome your kid at all. There are things that you can do to protect the other kids. It's a scary situation for everyone, but it's not hopeless. And especially for someone with resources, and I'm talking money, nannies, like someone with help. Not a lot of us have that in this community. Trying to say that your child was violent, your 4-year-old child was violent, and it's not about autism. It was about the other multiple scary things that happened inside the home towards our other children. Duh. Hello. That is part of special needs. Nonverbal 4-year-old, you took his thumb sucking away, which is that picture, no. You take away his coping mechanisms. You put him into 30 to 40 hours of ABA therapy, which a lot of autistic adults are coming out and speaking out against. You're taking away his coping mechanisms. You're going to have meltdowns. You're going to have escalation. It is your job as a parent to figure out how to de-escalate that, to protect your other kids while still taking care and loving this kid that you have. It's a hard balance. It's not easy, but it can be done, and there is hope, and there is love in it. But there's no excuse for this woman and her husband. And you know what? I agree with Savvy too. I am sick of seeing her name all over the news, all over YouTube. I'm going to put her name up in the title too, because no one seems to know who James is. Stauffer's Garage is his YouTube channel. He's not getting a lot of backlash at all, if any. I mean, I think I saw one article about him, and it was mostly about her. Hello, take some responsibility, sir. Like, this whole situation is gross. And just, you can't claim violence with an autistic and say, well, I'm giving this person up because of violence, because of adoption trauma. Again, this child is 4, and you have a ton of resources. Even if you have to sell some stuff or downsize, you decided to adopt someone, and that means that that child becomes yours, just like a biological child. You don't give up on your children, ever. And you can't cite violence, especially with a nonverbal 4-year-old. And especially when you have a ton of resources that can help you. And you want to know what? One commenter said this, and this was huge for me too. We're talking about a woman who has 1 million followers between her husband's garage video, her video, and their family video. 1 million, or sorry, channel. 1 million followers. If she had asked for help, if she had been real for like 1 second, you know, from what I can tell, it's all fakery over there. But if she had been real and said, we're crumbling. And this woman had all the support. If she had been real and had said, help me, someone out there must have a special needs child. Somebody please help us. She would have had it. She would have had the help. You know what I mean? And I'll get into how isolating this is in another video, because my son's been kicked out of preschools, babysitting co-ops, lots of things. He's been kicked out of a lot of stuff. And we didn't have that much support. And when he was officially diagnosed, we moved home to the Southwest, that I didn't really prefer because it's really hot here and it's boring, it never rains, doesn't do anything here. I'm being a brat, okay? I do love it now. We moved here because of my family, and my life changed. When I had their support, my life changed. Everything was better. There's no excuse, especially when you have all the resources and you have all the people who would love to help you. It's heartbreaking, and it's gross. And I don't want to hear anymore that a 4-year-old precious little boy was so violent that you couldn't handle it, that you couldn't help your other children see what was going on so that they could also help. You're a family, you're a unit, you're a team. You all help de-escalate the situation. And if you can't, if it's too much, like I said, you tell the other kids, go to your room, read a book, you're loved. I'll be in there in a minute. You know, I need to help your brother right now. And kids understand. Kids are so compassionate. They're so great when you teach them to be compassionate and loving. They are so compassionate and loving. What this woman and her husband, what they did is despicable. And their excuses are just as fake as their apology video. I promise the next video will be better and more cheerful.